on the topic of e-begging, what amount are you willing to sell for somebody to question your integrity? I mean, you and Sexy Phil both have thousands and thousands of subscribers. There's a lot of people that watch what it is that you do. And making such a controversial move obviously is going to tick a lot of people off. So what's that dollar amount? What's that dollar amount for people to even have a discussion and get ticked off at the fact that you begged for money? There were different approaches that were taken in e-begging that I've seen online. I'll cite three of them. One, there was your example of e-begging. I didn't like it at all because it was e-begging. However, I wasn't completely upset by it. Mainly because you were real about it. You said, hey, this is your money, this is me. Here's where I am, here's what I'm worth, and I don't deserve a dime of what you give me. Now, there was also Sexy Phil and how he begged for money. Now, this is round two for him. Now, the first time around when he begged for money, he sugarcoated it with the idea that almost as if people owed him money because he was providing a service for them. YouTube is great and everything, but it's free. And I don't think that there's a single subscription that I currently have that I would keep if I were to pay money for it. At all. Whether it be Renetto, Naltz even. I mean, these are some great people, but you would be hard-pressed for me to have to pay for a subscription. So to imply that I owe you money because you provide a service for me by posting videos on YouTube is just... it's just a horrible taste, and I completely lost respect for that. And then the second time around, citing this example, and the approaches to the e-begging. You, Bohem, did it to enhance yourself. You saw an opportunity that was a once-in-a-lifetime shot, and you really needed money and you needed it fast. So you asked for it, and people gave it to you. A little bit more respectful. And one thing that I've noticed with you is that and granted, I was probably like your millionth subscriber. I don't know, I've been watching you for some months now. And I don't know how you were from the beginning, but from what I've seen from some of your old archived videos is that you've remained a constant on who you are, on who your opinion is, on the type of videos that you've created. It's always been a constant. Whereas wherever you stand, as far as like ego and intelligence and whatnot, it's up for the rest of the world now to fill in the difference of where you're at to where you are now. At a level of confidence and egotistical standing, if that makes any sense at all. Now, the difference with Phil now is that, again, a talented guy. Obviously, there's no question that he has some talent where it's going to turn the attention of people that have money that offer him different types of positions and jobs, making videos and whatnot. However, he hasn't remained a constant. Now, with Phil, I was with him from the beginning. I was like, I think it's 50th subscriber or real close to that. I mean, and it was amazing watching his transformation from having 50 people to literally having thousands on thousands and thousands within just a matter of weeks. And there was a progression that took place, whereas his ego changed. I mean, there's Phil way up high, and it's all self-inflated, and the rest of the world hadn't had an opportunity to film the difference of where he was to where his, to where he is, to where his ego and, egotistical standing and character were. And the balance was unsettling, and it toppled him. He himself also took a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity from what it sounded like, sold everything he had, moved from his current position, and it all flopped in his face. And then the round two of begging began, whereas he again assumed that we're supposed to help him for the poor decisions that he made. And granted, this time he had more subscribers around, I believe, so he actually sold himself short for $300. He sold his integrity for $300. And I don't know what you sold yourself for, and maybe it was worth it, maybe it wasn't. A few $100s is enough for people to question who I am as a person and my character. And then the best type of e-begging I saw was from Charles Trippy. And I really dug this a lot because it's funny, it's entertaining, and he is selling parts of his body as real estate for companies and people to put whatever it is that they want on his body. I'm sure he's going to have his his limitations, but if Nike said, "Hey, here's 10 grand, I want you to put Nike across my forehead." I mean, that's okay in my opinion, because that's somebody giving money for something in return. And that is the only way I could see e-begging be effective. Now, I mean, you could have at least sold pencils, you know what I mean? And so, or Sexy Phil could have at least sold, I don't know, wishes. Who knows? Just sold something to make it a little bit more credible. And I don't know. One thing that I know is that no matter how many people I have as subscribers, I'm ballpark 250. There's no way I'm going to sell myself short for any amount. I mean, I remember, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but Phil at one point had like 15,000 some subscribers. 15,000 some subscribers. Last I checked, he's lost a few thousand people. And when you have like so many thousands and thousands, I guess like 12, 13,000 versus 15,000, it doesn't seem like a lot. But from my perspective, a guy that has 250 versus having 2,250, that's a substantial difference. There was a lot of people that he lost, a lot of probably good people that might have done more for him had he not chosen to beg. So, I don't know, there you have it.